Xinjiang has been transformed into a land of life, a land of thriving vitality. This is a land of vastness and a common home to 56 ethnic groups. Xinjiang covers a total area of over 1.66 million square kilometers. Over the long course of history, people from various ethnic backgrounds in Xinjiang, joined by those from across the country, have worked together to develop this vast, magnificent part of the motherland. Ever since the founding of the People's Republic of China, the Chinese government has placed high on its agenda the inheritance, protection, and development of the excellent traditional ethnic cultures in Xinjiang. People from different ethnic groups are encouraged to learn from each other's spoken and written languages. All ethnic customs and traditions are duly respected. In Xinjiang today, people from various ethnic groups live in concord, work in solidarity, and develop in harmony, bending together closely like the seeds of a pomegranate. This is a land of harmony and stability, where people from various ethnic backgrounds live and work in peace and contentment. In recent years, by holding high the banner of socialist rule of law, a legitimate struggle against terrorism and extremism has been waged in Xinjiang. The tendency of frequent terrorist activities has been effectively curbed, safeguarding to the fullest extent the right of people of all ethnic groups to subsistence and to development. Enhanced social stability across Xinjiang has enabled the local people to live and work with greater ease and content. This is a land of prosperity and progress, where the new development approach has taken root. Seizing the opportunity of the new development stage and taking the new development approach, the building of a new development paradigm is underway in Xinjiang. By following the general principle of progress with stability and pursuing coordinated advancement of both regular COVID-19 response and social-economic development, economy in Xinjiang has maintained a steadfast and well-balanced trajectory. This is a land of happiness, where people's well-being is constantly improved. Highlighting the people-centered development approach, over 70% of the general public budget in Xinjiang is devoted to ensuring and improving people's livelihood. The social security system keeps improving continuously. Free regular medical checkups are made available to the entire population. The 9-year compulsory education becomes universal across Xinjiang. And in southern Xinjiang, the 15-year free education program covers the entire population. By the year 2020, with the entire poor population by current standards in Xinjiang being lifted out of poverty, the problem of extreme poverty has been resolved once and for all. This is a land of religious harmony, where the freedom of religious beliefs is respected and protected. In Xinjiang, the principle of the freedom of religious beliefs enshrined in the national constitution has been implemented in entirety. Normal religious activities of believers and their religious needs are guaranteed by law. Conditions and facilities for religious activities and the venues are constantly improving. This is a land of magnificent landscape with a kaleidoscope of sceneries. Across Xinjiang, there are numerous fascinating wonders of nature and cultural heritage sites that have become popular destinations for both Chinese and foreign tourists. Xinjiang has been long known as the home of melons and fruits, the land of gold and jade, and the carpet and silk paradise. Xinjiang has been pressing ahead with a strategy of invigoration through tourism, with a view to turning tourism into a strategic pillar industry. Just as lucid waters and lush mountains are as valuable as mountains of gold and silver, people in Xinjiang are fully aware that the land of snow and ice can also be a treasure house. This is a land of outstanding advantages with vast potentials for development. Located in the hinterland of Eurasian continent, en route the Eurasian Continental Bridge, Xinjiang has been an important corridor for economic and cultural exchanges between the East and the West. It is endowed with unique development possibilities and locational advantages. Going forward, Xinjiang will speed up the development of the core area of the Silk Road economic belt and promote international Belt and Road cooperation. Let the development opportunities be shared by all. Let our cooperation flourish toward a better tomorrow for all. Welcome to Xinjiang, China.
Dear friends, the International Department of the CPC Central Committee, or in short IDCPC, is in charge of the external relations with the CPC. It is also the co-organizers of the event. Now, I would like to give the floor to Minister Song Tao to give his important address. Your Excellency, leaders of political parties, Your Excellency Secretary Chen Quanguo, member of the Political Bureau of CPC Central Committee and Secretary of Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Regional Committee, dear guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends. On behalf of the International Department of the CPC Central Committee, I would like to welcome you for attending today's thematic briefing on Xinjiang. To live a better life has been the shared aspiration of all humanity. Political parties, therefore, are duty-bound to create a better life for all. This year marks the CPC's 100th birthday. Over the past 100 years, the CPC, guided by its founding mission to seek happiness for the people, rejuvenation for the nation, peace and development for humanity, has worked hard to create a better life for all, thus creating two rare miracles of rapid economic growth and long-term social stability. I'd like to share the following observations. First, upholding the philosophy of putting people first ensures a better life for all. Over the past 100 years, people's aspiration for a better life has been what the CPC strives for. The revolution, construction, and reform conducted by our party are essentially for a decent life for our people. Thanks to the CPC's leadership, the Chinese nation has stood up, grown rich, and is becoming strong. The Chinese people who couldn't make their ends meet are striding towards prosperity. Since the 18th National Conference of the Party in 2012, the CPC Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Regional Committee, which is committed to the people-centered development philosophy, has put in place a host of measures to benefit the people. As a result, Xinjiang's economy continues to grow, people's well-being keeps improving, good social order, tranquility and harmony is maintained. People's sense of fulfillment, happiness and security have been immensely enhanced. Facing the sudden onslaught of COVID-19, our party has put people's lives first and gone all out to save lives. We have given up on no one, regardless of their age and conditions, from newborns to centenarians. Each and every life is valued and protected. Each and everyone's dignity is respected and cared. The Regional Party Committee in Xinjiang has taken science-based, targeted, and resolute measures against the virus, which was effectively contained with a short span of time. It is a true reflection of our philosophy of putting people's lives front and center. Second, stability and security are important prerequisites for a better life for all. As an old saying goes, nothing delivers more benefits than stability. Nothing brings more harm than chaos. A better life should first be a secure one. Without basic security guarantee, a better life is merely rhetoric. People of all ethnic groups in Xinjiang have come to the consensus that a prosperous Xinjiang should first and foremost enjoy stability and harmony. For some time in the past, Xinjiang suffered from separatism, religious extremism, and terrorism, which had threatened people's life and property. China firmly opposes any form of terrorism and extremism, opposes double standards when it comes to counter-terrorism. We advocate a holistic approach that addresses both symptoms and root causes. While cracking down on terrorist activities, efforts have also been made to eliminate its breeding ground. We have explored effective ways of terrorism prevention and de-radicalization, so as to protect people of all ethnic groups from the harm of terrorism and extremism. However, some external forces, unwilling to see the sound situation in Xinjiang, use human rights as a pretext to distort facts, fabricate lies, to smear China. They attempt to deprive Xinjiang people's rights to enjoy a better life and drive a wedge between China and Islamic countries. Their behavior blatantly violates international morality and human conscience, undermine the joint global anti-terrorism efforts and the UN's purpose and principles in combating terrorism and safeguarding basic human rights, which are strongly opposed and condemned by all peoples in Xinjiang. Their unpopular attempts are doomed to fail. Third, common development is the solid foundation for a better life for all. Development holds the key to addressing all issues in China. The CPC aims to improve people's well-being, promote all-round development of the people, and ensures development fruits are equitably shared by all. In China, the 56 ethnic groups are brothers in one family. No ethnic group should be left out in realizing moderate prosperity. By the end of 2020, China had succeeded in its poverty elimination endeavor as scheduled, lifting all rural population and impoverished counties out of poverty, thus eradicating extreme poverty and regional poverty. In 8 years' time, nearly 100 million Chinese people have shaken off poverty. Absolute poverty also became a history in Xinjiang. People of all ethnic groups in Xinjiang get rid of poverty through hard work. Their religious beliefs, ethnic culture, and individual labor rights are respected and guaranteed in accordance with the law. Rumors and slanders by a few people of other countries cannot change the solid facts in Xinjiang that they are enjoying a good life here. Still less the determination of Xinjiang people to create a better life through hard work. Not long ago, the 5th plenary session of the 19th CPC Central Committee adopted the recommendations of the CPC Central Committee on formulating the 14th five-year plan for economic and social development and the 2035 long-range goals, proposing that efforts must be made to accelerate the development of ethnic regions and border areas so as to revitalize and enrich these areas. Entering the new development stage, the CPC, highlighting common development and common prosperity, will lead Chinese people of all ethnic groups, including those in Xinjiang, to create an even better future. Fourth, ethnic solidarity is a powerful force to realize a better life for all. Unity and solidarity is strength. The 100-year history of the CPC witnesses how the CPC has united people of all ethnic groups in striving for a better life for all. The 56 ethnic groups in China have jointly developed our beautiful motherland, created the long history and splendid Chinese culture, thus forming the big family of the Chinese nation. This feature of the Chinese history determines that various ethnic groups who live alongside with each other are culturally reinforcing, economically interdependent, and emotionally bonded. They are a united whole, impossible to be separated. They are closely united like pomegranate seeds in the endeavor to build a common home. Over the years, different ethnic groups engage, exchange, and integrate with each other. The sense of national identity has become stronger. In Xinjiang and many other areas of ethnic minorities, there are many touching stories of different ethnic groups working together for moderate prosperity, which demonstrates the fine tradition of the Chinese nation and a powerful force of national unity and solidarity. Facts speak louder than words, and fair-minded people can tell right from wrong. The so-called suppression of ethnic minorities and ethnic cleansing and other absurd statements beyond common sense are only unpopular lies. Ladies and gentlemen, the world is undergoing major changes unseen in a century. Unilateralism, protectionism, and hegemony threaten world peace and development. Climate change, environmental pollution, and pandemics are our common challenges. As a response, General Secretary Xi Jinping put forward the vision of a community with the shared future for mankind, proposing to make the earth where we were born and raised into a harmonious big family and turn people's aspiration for a better life into reality. Political parties, as the policy initiators, people's representatives, public opinion shapers, and the driving force for national development and human progress, should shoulder the noble responsibility of creating a better life for all. All political parties should move with the tide of the times, gain a key appreciation of the underlying trend of human progress, meet people's common aspirations, and grow ourselves by promoting the development of our countries, nations, and mankind. We should aim high and look far, be responsible, stay truly connected to the people, keep in mind people's aspiration for a better life, and encapsulate it into the guiding thoughts, principles, policies, and practices of our political parties. We should coordinate domestic and international governance, constantly improve our governance capacities and systems, and work harder to protect economic development, social stability, national unity, common growth, and prosperity of the entire world. The CPC will, as open-minded as always, continue to exchange with world political parties on governance experience, enhance our political mutual trust and practical cooperation, hold political parties' wisdom and strength for the creation of a better life for all, and contribute to the building of a community with the shared future for mankind. Thank you all.
Now let's give the floor to Mr. Chen Quanguo, member of the Political Bureau of the CPC Central Committee and Secretary of the CPC Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Regional Committee. Honorable leaders of political parties, Your Excellency Mr. Song Tao, Minister of the International Department of the CPC Central Committee, ladies and gentlemen, friends. As the Chinese people celebrate the Spring Festival of the Year of the Ox, it gives me great pleasure to be enjoyed by over 300 representatives of 200 political parties or political organizations from 80 countries via video link to share the CPC's achievements in governing Xinjiang, strengthen exchange, and mutual learning and promote solidarity and cooperation. On behalf of the CPC Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Regional Committee and the regional government, I would like to extend a warm welcome and best regards to all of you. Ever since the 18th CPC National Congress in 2012, under the strong leadership of the CPC Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, we have made historic achievements in the undertakings of the party and the state, and we have witnessed historic changes. The economy is developing very fast, and our society enjoys long-term stability. We have carried out the CPC strategy on governing Xinjiang in the new era, upheld the people-centered development philosophy, and taken the people's aspiration for a better life as our goal. As a result, Xinjiang has made unprecedented achievements in socio-economic development and livelihood improvement, with the people of all ethnic groups getting a much stronger sense of fulfillment, happiness and security, social stability greatly improved, and people content with their life and work. Now I would like to share with you several stories that happened in Xinjiang in recent years. First, stories on poverty alleviation. Xinjiang is home to contiguous impoverished areas. In particular, the 4 prefectures in southern Xinjiang are among the most destitute areas in China. In recent years, we have adhered to the basic strategy of targeted poverty alleviation to address people's basic needs and take effective measures to win the battle against poverty. At present, 3.06 million rural impoverished people under the current poverty line have all been lifted out of poverty, and 3,666 poor villages and 35 poor counties have shaken off poverty. The problem of extreme poverty that had plagued Xinjiang for over 1,000 years has been resolved once and for all. Last year, when I inspected Akto County, Kyzyelso Prefecture, Asia Tersum, deputy head of Chanong Town, told me that she and her fellow villagers used to live in the depth of mountains with harsh natural conditions, that their stone houses couldn't even keep out wind in winter and the rain in summer, and they lived on herding for generations with very little income. In September 2019, a total of 6,640 people from 1,665 poverty-stricken households, including people of that town, went out of the town that they lived for ages and all moved to a new residential compound with access to tap water, electricity, and natural gas. And their living conditions have seen remarkable changes. The community is well equipped with schools and health centers, so it is convenient for the children to go to school and the elderly to see a doctor. She also told me that the local government invested in building 1,702 greenhouses to help the relocated villagers increase income. Many of her fellow villagers have dropped their sheep whips and learned planting skills, and some of them have started their own businesses or found nearby jobs. Relying on their skills, they all get a stable income. By the end of 2020, 169,200 people from 40,000 poverty-stricken households in Xinjiang had got rid of poverty thanks to the relocation policy. Due to the poor natural conditions in southern Xinjiang, many people had no access to safe drinking water in the past. For instance, the people in Jiashi County in Kashgar Prefecture used to drink bitter water from puddles whose excessive sulfate and fluoride seriously affected their health. In May 2019, in order to address this problem, we invested 1.75 billion yuan under state support in carrying out the Jiashi County Urban and Rural Drinking Water Project. With 1,827 kilometers of pipelines The project diverts snow water of glaciers from 112 kilometers away into Jiashi County, enabling nearly 2 million people along the pipelines to end their 1,000-year history of drinking bitter and salty water and to get access to clean water. In recent years, the people of all ethnic groups in southern Xinjiang have a strong desire to get rid of poverty with an ever-growing enterprising spirit. I was told that in Cele County, Horton Prefecture, Gochman Norris family of 4 only had 0.2 hectare of farmland, and the whole family lived on the meager wages of Gochman's husband to barely make ends meet. With the help of the village party committee, Gochman applied for 50,000 yuan of subsidized loan and opened a clothing store in the county. Now the couple have a monthly income of more than 8,000 yuan. The children go to school for free. They have bought an apartment, a car, and got some savings. Over the past years, many poverty-stricken people in Xinjiang like Gochman have moved from the countryside to cities and from farmland to workshops, shaken out poverty through hard work and began to live a better of life. Second, stories about epidemic prevention and control. In the face of the onslaught of COVID-19, we have prioritized the people and their lives in our fight against the virus. And we are trying to win the war against the virus. When the first confirmed case was reported in Xinjiang at the beginning of last year, we took 26 days to reduce new confirmed cases to 0. When the epidemic resurged in Urumqi, we took 1 month to eliminate new cases and asymptomatic cases. In Kashgar, we took only 15 days to do so. A decisive victory has been achieved in the epidemic prevention and control. In the fight against COVID-19 and its regular containment, we provide free nucleic acid testing for people of all ethnic groups, following the principle that all those who should be tested and all those who want to be tested will get a test. Many people have said that they and their families feel safe after being tested. They feel at ease to work and go to school thanks to free testing for all. During the outbreak in Urumqi, 67-year-old Pasha Kasim and her husband were both infected. Pasha's condition was so serious that she soon developed respiratory failure. The National and Autonomous Regional Medical Expert Group conducted ECMO operation for her in no time, which lifted her out of danger. The cost of the treatment was as high as 400,000 yuan, all of which was covered by the state. During her recovery, the medical staff took good care of her around the clock. Pasha's husband said with emotion, "The cost of treatment for all the COVID patients like us is covered by the state. We didn't spend a penny. During our hospitalization, we enjoyed free food at a standard of 180 yuan per day. We thank the CPC from the bottom of our heart." Third, stories about high-quality economic development. Upholding the principle of seeking progress while maintaining stability, we base ourselves on the new development stage, implement a new development philosophy, and build a new development paradigm. As a result, our economy has been stable and healthy. During the 13th five-year period, Xinjiang's regional GDP increased from 930 billion yuan to 1.38 trillion yuan. In 2020, the per capita disposable income of urban residents in Xinjiang registered 34,838 yuan, 2.4 times that of 2010. The income of rural residents was 14,056 yuan, 2.8 times that of 2010. We have sped up to put in place a multi-dimensional traffic network to build an interconnected link in Xinjiang with faster access. The total railway millage in operation amounts to 7,473 kilometers connecting all prefecture-level cities. The highways stretch a total of 210,000 kilometers. Prefecture-level cities and nearly 75% of counties have access to highways. There are now 22 civil ports in Xinjiang, ranking the first among other provinces in China. Based on local resources, we have cultivated distinct local industries. For instance, Houghton didn't have any industry before. By developing labor-intensive industries and industrial parks, we have brought in more than 1,295 enterprises in textiles, electronic assembly, toys, and luggage. Nearly 142,000 people have been employed. The problems of unemployment and low income have been effectively addressed. Taking advantage of Xinjiang's easy access to the rest of the world, we have made solid progress to build Xinjiang into a core area of Silk Road economic belt. In the past 5 years, more than 4,200 inbound and outbound China-Europe freight trains pass through Xinjiang to 19 Eurasian countries and 26 cities. Despite COVID-19, in 2020, the number of China-Europe freight trains traveling through Xinjiang reached 1,105. These trains, just like a steel camel fleet, have brought tangible benefits to people in Belt and Road countries. Fourth, stories on people's livelihood. We put people's benefits as the top priority and allocate more than 70% of public financial budget to improve people's livelihood, so as to make sure that people of all ethnic groups can benefit. We are reducing the gap in education between rural and urban areas. And now 9-year compulsory education is universal in Xinjiang. People in southern Xinjiang can enjoy free education of 15 years. In 2020, all of the 1.558 million of children between 4 and 6 years old can have access to free kindergarten education. We provide free physical examinations for urban and rural residents. People in rural areas enjoy the right of payment after treatment and one-time settlement. A 3-tier medical security system consisting of basic medical insurance, critical illness insurance, and medical relief is put in place, safeguarding people against diseases. Abdikin Sulaiman is from an impoverished household from Shachi County, Kashgar region. He was in hospital for surgery of heart failure. The medical expense was 41,700 yuan in total. However, he just spent 1,523 yuan because 30,000 yuan was covered by basic medical insurance, 4,000 yuan by critical illness insurance, and 5,300 yuan by medical assistance. The rural areas in southern Xinjiang used to see prevalent tuberculosis cases. Thanks to our approach of universal screening and treatment, the incidence rate of TB of every 100,000 people has been reduced from 610 in 2018 to 219 in 2020, which is below the national average. We have adopted favorable policies on employment so that everybody can get a chance. In this process, people from all ethnic groups can choose jobs on their own and sign labor contracts with employers according to laws like the labor law of the PRC and get paid. With people from all ethnic groups having jobs to do and their income getting higher, they are living an even better life. And brighter smiles appear on their faces. Mr. Omar Alimjian is from Yechun County of Kashgar Prefecture. He used to live on farming and gig economy with only a few hundred yuan of monthly income. Life was difficult for his family of 6 members. After he began to work in the Urumqi Industrial Park, he could get 5,000 yuan every month, which is a dozen times that before. He said that he felt proud of himself by improving the life of his family and selling naan to the rest of the world and to the rest of China.
Fifth, stories of ethnic solidarity and progress. We have fully implemented the party's ethnic policies and the system of regional ethnic autonomy to enhance the solidarity and common prosperity of all ethnic groups. Rural couples in Xinjiang can have 3 children, and couples from sister provinces and cities can have 2. From 2010 to 2018, the population of the Uyghurs in Xinjiang increased by 2.54 million, an increase of 25.04%, which is higher than Xinjiang's overall population growth rate, 13.99%, higher than that of the ethnic population growth rate, 22.14%, and specifically higher than that of Han population growth rate, 2%. Recently, a video has gone viral online. It's about a 91-year-old Uyghur woman named Chinahan Barat in Qianmo County from Bayango Prefecture. She has 7 children and over 40 grandchildren. Some of them are civil servants, some self-employed businessmen and farmers, while some are still in school. The family lead a happy life. Xinjiang has extensively carried out the All Ethnic Groups One Family Pairing Up Assistance Program. Currently, some 1.1 million cadres and workers have paired up with more than 1.6 million ethnic minority citizens. They made friends, treating each other like family members with substantial benefits brought to the public. Since 2016, our cadres who participated in this project have donated more than 1.08 billion yuan and 5,590 pieces of goods to local residents, with more than 22.74 million difficulties addressed. The program has been well received by the people of all ethnic groups in Xinjiang. I myself paired up with Tok Tihan Korban from Yutian County, Hotan region. She has a large family of 107 members, with 21 below 10 years old. Her family has 5 civil servants, 16 self-employed businessmen, 31 farmers, 39 students, 5 preschool children, and 11 people enjoying their old age. When I visit Yutian County, I often stop by her house to visit her. And they also visit me sometimes in Urumqi as well. It's so happy for us to chat with each other on the dining tables. Sixth, stories of religious harmony. We have fully implemented the party's policies on protecting freedom of religious belief and protect lawful religious activities and demands of religious believers. We keep improving conditions of places for worship in Xinjiang. Mosques in Xinjiang now have been equipped with running water, electricity, natural gas, radio, and television facilities. You may also find medical resources, LED screens, computers, electric fans or air conditioners, firefighting equipment, clean drinking water facilities in mosques as well. In addition, bathing equipment and flushing toilets have been installed in Juma mosques. All of these offer great convenience for our believers. Currently, there are 10 religious schools in Xinjiang, including Xinjiang Islamic Institute and its 8 branch institutes. Every year, all these schools recruit 1,000 students, forming a complete Islam talent training system. In 2007, a new campus of Xinjiang Islamic Institute was built, covering an area of 150 acres and a building area of 50.5 thousand square meters. Xinjiang Islamic Institute now offers courses like Islamic doctrine, Hadith, and Quran chanting. A group of well-educated religious staff have been trained. After graduation, some of them work in Islamic association and religious schools. Some serve as imam or hatif in mosques to perform duties to believers of all ethnic groups, which fully guarantees the inheritance of Islam in an orderly manner. I have a friend named Mamatimin Rishat. He is an imam of Xiangfeiyuan Mosque in Haohantang of Kashgar City. He told me that this mosque was built 148 years ago, with an area of 4,800 square meters. The praying hall in this mosque can house more than 2,000 worshippers to pray at the same time. And when it comes to 5 daily prayers, Friday prayer, and festivals like Rosa and Korban, nearby Muslims, no matter they are from Uyghurs or Hui nationality, will come to the mosque. During the pandemic, the local government took every measure to prevent religious activities from being affected. Mama Timin's wife now operates a tailor shop, and their 3 children all enjoy tuition-free education. His family now can earn up to around 80,000 yuan each year. Everything is getting better now. The 7th part is stories about anti-terrorism and de-radicalization. In the past period, separatist, terrorist, and extremist forces launched thousands of terrorist attacks in Xinjiang, killing large numbers of innocent people and causing immeasurable damage to property. On July 5, 2009, the so-called East Turkestan forces inside and outside China engineered a riot in Urumqi, which shocked the whole world. Thousands of terrorists attacked civilians, government organs, police officers, residential houses, stores, and public transportation facilities, causing 197 deaths and injuries to over 1,700, smashing and burning down 331 stores and 1,325 vehicles, and damaging many public facilities. What's more, on July 28, 2014, In Huangdi town of Shache County, terrorists attacked civilians, smashed and burned passing vehicles, causing a large number of deaths and injuries and destroy a lot of property. On July the 30th, 2014, the 74-year-old senior Mullah Juma Tayer, Vice President of Xinjiang Islamic Association and Imam of the Ad-Kab Mosque, he was brutally killed by 3 terrorists on his way home after morning Fajr prayer. In the face of severe and complex situation, an urgent demand from people of all ethnic groups for suppressing violent and terrorist crimes and protecting life and property safety, we uphold the banner of socialist rule of the law and the principle of preventing and fighting terrorism at the same time. We not only attack violent terrorist crimes, but also address the problems at its source. We have promoted the rule of law and established the vocational education and training centers, thus maximizing efforts to reclaim those who have committed crimes. We have address the root cause of terrorism and religious extremism, and protect the fundamental rights of people of all ethnic groups from terrorism and extremism. Xinjiang has been free from violent terrorist attacks for 4 years. In October 2019, all trainees had graduated from the centers. With the help of local governments, they successfully found a job and improved living quality. Over the past few years, many trainees told me that extremists once turned them from humans into evils, while the training centers reclaimed them and helped them to embark a new life. For example, in Luopu County from Houten Prefecture, there is a graduated trainee named Mama Tabdullah Osman. He has been bent on dying for Islam to go to heaven. However, through the education and training in the center, he realized the harmful effect of extremism thoughts. And thanks to the technologies he acquired in the center, he successfully found a job after graduation. And now he is the deputy general manager of a farming company. In Kashgar Prefecture, there is another vivid example. There is a girl named Harriet Sabidi. She told me that she had 2 children. And according to the regulations, she can have 1 more child. And now she has a very lovely baby girl. She and her husband are about to have another child in the future. And Miss Horyat Saibidi of Atushi city of Kiziosu Prefecture. After graduation, she found a job in the local government. In January 2020, she got married. And now she has a 3-month baby girl. It's the first time for her to be a mom, and she is fulfilled with current happy life. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, what Xinjiang has done is totally frank and above board. All we want is simple. We just want to benefit people of all ethnic groups in Xinjiang. However, recently, some people with malicious intentions have ignored facts and fabricated that Xinjiang builds concentration camp exists large-scale forced labor, sterilizes ethnic minorities, and even implements genocide. All of these are totally nonsense. I believe that after hearing stories I share with you today, you will definitely draw a very objective and correct conclusion on the real Xinjiang. As an old Chinese saying goes, we should pursue a just cause for common good. We will continue to follow a people-centered development philosophy, remain true to our original aspiration, and keep our mission firmly in mind. During the new journey of fully building China into a modern socialist country, we will build a united, harmonious, prosperous, and culturally advanced socialist society where people live and work in peace and contentment to seek benefits and enhance well-being for people of all ethnic groups in Xinjiang. Xinjiang is a wonderful land. We welcome all of you to visit Xinjiang for the hospitality of our people. While enjoying the fantastic view, you may also hear or listen to a lot of touching stories here. Welcome to Xinjiang. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Chen Quanguo and Minister Song Tao, for your excellent addresses. Now, let's hear the comments and views from our international guests. First, Lord Whakafanua, Speaker of the Legislative Assembly of Tonga, please.
Mr. Song Tao, Minister of the International Department of CPC Central Committee, and members, and Mr. Chen Quanguo, Secretary of the CPC, Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Regional Committee and members, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, Malolele from the Kingdom of Tonga. I thank you very much for the opportunity to join you all today. I send greetings and warmest congratulations to the Communist Party of China on this initiative, and I look forward to the discussions we'll have around the stories of the CPC. In recent times, the COVID-19 pandemic is perhaps the most serious challenge our world has had to face. The total cost in terms of human lives is yet to be ascertained. In addition to the worsening health crisis, the world is witnessing an economic downturn that would severely impact the well-being of many around the world for years to come. I will share that Tonga is one of a small handful of countries that is still COVID-19 free in 2021. However, like everywhere else right now, we have not escaped the dire economic and social impacts of the global pandemic. I hope to learn of China's efforts to curb the effects of the pandemic to ensure that its people continue to enjoy security, prosperity, and a better life. This is an ideal platform to share China's local and global efforts to respond to and combat the COVID-19 pandemic. China has achieved substantial progress in economic and social development, and its people's lives have improved significantly. This has been beneficial for both China and its allies. As it's grown and evolved, China has made greater contributions to its diplomatic partners in order to promote peace, prosperity, and development. In a joint press conference held with President Barack Obama in 2013, President Xi summarized China's foreign policy very well when he said, and I quote, "The Chinese dream seeks to make the country prosperous and strong, rejuvenate the nation, and make the people happy. This is a dream of peace, development, cooperation, and mutual benefit, and is closely linked to the dreams of the people of the world." End quote. Despite the global pandemic and the unprecedented hardships that the world is facing, now is the time to redouble our efforts and not to slow down our pace. As leaders, we must work together to mobilize our people and our resources in order to ensure that our people's lives can be better. We do this by improving governance, encouraging innovation, promoting human rights and dignity, and opening up our market economies for trade and mutual cooperation. If we can achieve these goals, our people will be raised out of poverty and provided better opportunities, high standards of living, and a more prosperous future. In 2018, Tonga marked 20 years of diplomatic ties and friendly relations with China. In those 20-plus years, China has invested heavily in Tonga and has assisted significantly in the development of key areas such as infrastructure, education, energy, fisheries, agriculture, and health services, to name a few. In those 20 years, our understanding and appreciation of each other's cultures and people has enhanced, and our mutual cooperation to achieve economic prosperity has strengthened. Tonga remains committed to continuing warm and friendly relations with China so that we can continue to build a better life for both our peoples. Lastly, I wish to mirror the remarks made by Song Tao and Chen Zhongcheng Guo by supporting solidarity and joint development. As we have all heard, development is key for long-term stability and harmony. I applaud the strong leadership of the CPC in its efforts, if I heard correctly, to eradicate poverty in 8 years. In closing, I wish the CPC a happy 100th birthday. Thank you for the opportunity. 谢谢。
Thank you, Faka Fanua. Now I would like to give the floor to Mr. Tam Nguyen, member of the Standing Committee of the Central Committee of Cambodian People's Party and second Vice President of Senate of Cambodia. Minister Song Tao, Secretary Chen Quanguo, ladies and gentlemen, friends. Today I'm very happy to attend the event on behalf of the Cambodian People's Party to join the CPC and world political parties to attend this thematic briefing via video link. Here I would like to thank the IDCPC and the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Regional Committee for organizing such an event and which provides us an important platform for discussion of important issues such as poverty alleviation and ethnic solidarity. Ladies and gentlemen, COVID-19 is raging, taking the life of more than 2 million, affecting 7 billion people worldwide. We call on all countries to prioritize people's life and health and properly allocate medical resources and personnel so as to consolidate the victory of the fight against COVID-19. We call on all parties to strengthen international anti-epidemic cooperation and build an inclusive global community of health for all. At present, 200 million people got back to poverty due to COVID-19, and many economies are affected severely by COVID-19. It is even harder to achieve the UN 2030 SDGs. As a result, all countries should strengthen macroeconomic policy coordination, stabilize global financial markets and supply chains, control our own debt scale and risk, facilitate the world economic recovery, and bring back to track the world poverty alleviation course. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, The right to subsistence and development are the fundamental human rights. We support relevant parties in protecting and advancing human rights. We must prioritize the principle of putting people first and make sure that development is shared by all and eliminate poverty, which is the biggest obstacle to advance human rights. We believe that there is no one-size-fits-all model to advance human rights. The diversity in the path of human rights development should be respected, and any attempt to politicize human rights, apply double standards, or interfere in the internal affairs of other countries under the pretext of human rights should be opposed. We call for the concerted efforts of all countries to promote the establishment of a global governance architecture on human rights that is more equitable, justice, and inclusive. We believe that the thematic briefing has enabled us to acquire a comprehensive and in-depth understanding of China's system of regional ethnic autonomy and the development of areas with large ethnic minorities populations, including the situation and their efforts to improve people's livelihood. Standing at the new starting point, we believe that under the leadership of the CPC, people in Xinjiang will build their home into a place of solidarity, harmony, prosperity, and etc. We appreciate the efforts of the Chinese side to protect the religious belief, languages of ethnic minorities, which will play an important role to promote economic and social development of ethnic minority areas. The intentions and behaviors of a handful of people with ulterior motives to fabricate lies and to taught the image of the CPC will be strongly opposed. Ladies and gentlemen, 2021 is the 100th anniversary of the founding of the CPC. We congratulate the CPC for this important moment. To seek happiness for the people and rejuvenation of the nation has been the founding aspiration of the CPC, and our party highly appreciates it. And we notice that China has realized a fast economic growth and enters into a new development stage where the domestic circulation is served as a mainstay and both the domestic and international circulations interact with each other. We also notice that China has taken active and concrete actions to facilitate the accessibility and affordability of vaccines in developing countries. We would like to take this opportunity to thank China for their assistance to Cambodia in the fight against COVID-19. And I would like to thank the Chinese Communist Party of China for providing the Cambodian side of anti-epidemic supplies. And lately, the Chinese government also donated some COVID-19 vaccines to Cambodia, which is of great importance to Cambodians' fight against COVID-19. Cambodian People's Party is ready to build the community with the shared future between China and Cambodia, deepen our experience sharing on governance, expand the depth of our cooperation, and contribute to the building of a community with the shared future for mankind. Here, I would like to reaffirm that Cambodia is committed to the One China policy. We believe that Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Xinjiang related affairs are all domestic affairs of China. Any other country or a third party should not pointing their fingers on China when it comes to these issues. The Cambodian People's Party would like to use this opportunity of this thematic briefing to announce that our party fully support the joint statement of this thematic briefing. At the same time, we stand ready to work with the CPC in further deepening our exchanges and cooperation across the board. In closing, please allow me to wish all of you good health, greater achievements in your lofty courses, and greater contribution for safeguarding peace and development of our respective countries. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tepkong. Now let's give the floor to Mr. Zulkifli Hasan, General Chairman of the National Mandate Party of Indonesia and Deputy Speaker of the People's Consultative Assembly. Friends from Xinjiang, Uyghur Autonomous Region and the CPC, warm greetings from Indonesia. As the General Chairman of the National Mandate Party, on behalf of the membership, I'd like to extend fraternal greetings and best wishes to the Communist Party of China. We'd like to extend our warmest congratulations on the 100th anniversary of the CPC. Under the strong leadership of the previous generations of leadership, Mao Zedong, Deng Xiaoping, and General Secretary Xi Jinping, China has developed into a modernized country, and at the same time maintained its unique culture. That is something Indonesia should learn from. In the face of COVID-19, the CPC has called for political parties around the world, including political parties in Indonesia, to work together and fight the virus. We are highly appreciative of this proposal. China's proposition is highly consistent with today's theme, A Better Life for All. We are having this conference as the CPC is about to embrace its 100th anniversary, and we should work together to satisfy the aspiration for a better life of all. The virus respects no borders, and no country can be left alone. All the governments must rise above the limits of countries, nations, and religious beliefs, and cooperate closely. We believe that humanitarianism is the best option that can transcend identity and background. Therefore, we need to work together to fight the virus. Our party stands ready to respond to the proposal made by the CPC and explore to put in place a new type of party-to-party relations with political parties of other countries. In fact, such cooperation already exists between China and Indonesia. Indonesia is now rolling out its phase 1 vaccination for medical workers and has started phase 2 vaccination for social service workers. All the vaccines we are using for the 2 phases are manufactured by Sinovac. Vaccine cooperation is a major part of Indonesia-China cooperation. Our party supports the Indonesian government in launching the Sinovac vaccination program, and we are ready to promote the safety of this vaccine to the general public. As a party greatly supported by Muslims, we are also educating the Muslims in Indonesia about the safety of Sinovac vaccines in terms of halal standard. In addition, we should also promote our cooperation in economic and social development and poverty alleviation. We support the CPC in putting in place a new type of international relations, improving the global governance system, promote balanced international economic development, and narrowing the gap between the rich and the poor. We're happy to see that China adopts regional ethnic autonomy, which enables Muslims in Xinjiang to have a wide autonomy. The AMP stands ready to continue to play a constructive role together with China in maintaining the prosperity and progress in Xinjiang, and we're looking forward to better development in Xinjiang. Thank you, and I wish all of you good health and all the best. And we would like to once again extend the heartfelt greetings from Indonesian people. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Hassan Zulfali. Now let's give the floor to Mr. Suleiman Al-Umrani, Deputy General Secretary of the Justice and Development Party.
معالي السيد سون تاو الخارجية للجنة المركزية لحزب الشيوعي.
Your Excellency Chen Quanguo, Your Excellency Song Tao from the International Department of the CPC Central Committee, distinguished guests,
أحييكم جميعا.
greetings. It is my pleasure to come to this thematic briefing on Xinjiang. This conference is themed A Better Life for All, and is more than relevant. On behalf of the leadership of the Justice and Development Party of Morocco, I would like to thank the CPC, the IDCPC, for inviting me to attend and speak. On behalf of our party and in my own name, I'd like to thank the IDCPC for organizing this event. This meeting is themed Stories of the CPC and is highly relevant. I'd like to emphasize that the briefing is highly relevant in terms of its background, theme, and participants. It has demonstrated the posture of openness of the CPC Central Committee to political parties around the world, in particular political parties from Arabic states. I'd like to congratulate the CPC on embracing its 100th anniversary. We are appreciative of the important role played by the CPC in realizing the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. China's rejuvenation is for all to see, and is more splendid than the fire on top of the tower. I'd like to stress that the people-centered approach adopted by the CPC is very important. As proved by practice, correct visions will lead to development. The Justice and Development Party uphold the same vision with the CPC, and we stand ready to work together with the CPC. We believe China's practice is inspirational to all countries. Ladies and gentlemen, under the leadership of King Mohammed VI and the Chinese President Xi Jinping, our two countries established strategic partnership in 2016 and achieved fruitful results in multiple areas. Since the outbreak of COVID-19, our strategic partnership has strengthened. China has delivered great support to Morocco in fighting the virus. We look forward to greater development of our bilateral relations that can deliver benefits to our two peoples and two countries. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this conference is well chosen.
التي بين أيدينا.
The materials we have show that
كل هذا يؤكد حجم التنمية المحققة في هذه المنطقة.
and we have also been informed by the keynote speeches just now that Xinjiang has achieved great progress, and the CPC has played an important role in leading Xinjiang to deal with poverty, fragility, and the lack of social services. Today's Xinjiang enjoys the highest level of economic and social development and realized its development indicators. I'd like to emphasize that promoting development and protecting citizens' rights are very important to guard against separatism and the attempts to sabotage the unity among ethnic groups. To deal with the separation of the southern desert area and other attempts to damage our national sovereignty and territorial integrity, Morocco has taken similar steps to invest 8 billion yuan to set examples of development in this region. The two cities of Layun and Dakhla in this region have shown visitors prosperity and development. They are impressed by the rejuvenation and progress of these two cities. I'd like to take this opportunity to show my appreciation to China for its positive position in the Western Sahara issue, which is the top concern of Morocco. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to congratulate the leadership of the CPC for their great efforts. Thanks to 80 years of unrelentless efforts, China realized the dream of eradicating poverty in 2020 and set an example for the world. China's efforts in fighting COVID-19 has served as a role model for other countries. Xinjiang has registered great progress in socio-economic development, which cannot be listed one by one due to limit of time, but these achievements will be remembered by all. I'd like to once again thank the Chinese side for inviting me to attend and speak. I wish this conference every success, and I wish all the best to the CPC on starting its journey towards the second centenary goal. Thank you very much. Thank you for your speech. Now, let's give the floor to Mr. Qasim Suri, Senior Leader of the Pakistan Tehreek Insaf and Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly. It gives me great pleasure to attend this important conference. I would like to thank the International Department of the CPC Central Committee for providing me with this precious opportunity to see you all. First of all, please allow me to extend my warm congratulations to the CPC for its 100th anniversary. Under the strong leadership of President Xi Jinping and the CPC, China has made tremendous achievements over the past century. Bearing the original aspiration in mind, the CPC always puts people first and never stops seeking happiness for its people and rejuvenation for the Chinese nation. Today's China is the second largest economy in the world and serves as the most important engine for the post-pandemic world. The year 2020 was extraordinary for the Chinese people and the world. We are glad to see that China not only defeated the deadly coronavirus, but also made the historic achievement of completing the building of a moderately prosperous society in all respects and achieved decisive success in eradicating extreme poverty. I am confident that with its commitment to the vision of building a community with a shared future for mankind, China will continue to serve as an advocate for peace, stability, and prosperity that delivers benefits for all. I would also like to mention here that we are all aware of the coronavirus. I would like to congratulate the Communist Party of China for their success for winnings against this novel virus. The coronavirus affected the world and humanity at large. The way China tackled this great health crisis is truly remarkable, and I would like to congratulate the Chinese President, His Excellency Mr. Xi Jinping, that it was all because of his constant determination and countless efforts that not only benefit China, but also the humanity at large. We are also very grateful to the Chinese people and the Chinese leadership for providing the vaccine to Pakistan. This is a true symbol of brotherhood and companionship. The Chinese nation has a civilization that dates back more than 5,000 years. Over the 5 millennia, all ethnic groups of China have created a long history and a splendid culture. As a unified and multi-ethnic country, China has attached significant importance to ethnic harmony by pursuing equality and common prosperity of all ethnic groups, ensuring freedom of religious belief, and taking firm actions against religious extremism and terrorism. China's constitution not only provides a high degree of autonomy for Xinjiang, but also protects local people's legitimate rights and interests. As far as I know, there are 24,400 mosques in Xinjiang, i.e. more mosques per person than in many other parts of the world. In addition, the Constitution dictates that the executive head of autonomous regions for ethnic minorities should come from the largest local ethnic minority. The progress Xinjiang has made and the vibrancy and happiness of local residents are truly impressive. There are some elements and forces trying to smear the image of China and the CPC and sow discord between the different ethnic groups of China. Xinjiang's progress and stability has proven that these accusations are groundless, and those attempts to destabilize China are doomed to failure. Xinjiang is a starting point of CPEC, as we're pursuing high-quality cooperation under CPEC and ushering in the second phase of development. We believe that Pakistan and Xinjiang will enjoy more opportunities, and our people will all benefit from the fruits of cooperation. This year marks the 70th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Pakistan and China. In such a year of milestone, we are confident that closer connections and cooperation will be built between the PTI and the CPC, between our countries and between Pakistan and Xinjiang. Long live China-Pakistan friendship.
Thank you, Mr. Kasim Suri. Now I'd like to give floor to Mr. Antonio Felipe from Portuguese Communist Party. Dear comrades, both the Communist Party of China and Portuguese Communist Party will celebrate their centenary this year. At this special time, we are honored to be invited by the CPC to attend today's thematic briefing themed A Better Life for All and address here. The PCP believes that the progress of humanity can only be achieved by emancipating workers, eliminating poverty, and ensuring fundamental rights and dignified life of our people. To this end, we are motivated to strive for the cause of socialism and the happiness of the people. Under the leadership of the CPC, China has made achievements in poverty elimination and improvements of living standards for many hundreds of millions of people. This is a historical achievement, but also a major contribution China made to humanity. We have witnessed the growth of social inequalities and aggressive practices of capitalist countries. Our strive for the cause of socialism, therefore, requires us to overcome the contradictions and obstacles that capitalism brings to the world. My party aims to bring common social progress, and we aspire to pave a path that mobilizes all forces to create a better life for humanity. The COVID-19 pandemic poses a serious threat to lives and health of all, and also hits hard the living conditions of workers and the most disadvantaged groups. The fight against this pandemic requires cooperation instead of competition. The PCP highly appreciates things China has done to the international epidemic response. May the CPC and Chinese people achieve new developments, and long live the friendship of the CPC and PCP. Thank you, Mr. Felipe. Now I'd like to give floor to Ms. Memonato Ibrahima from Togo. Thank you. Your Excellency, Zhang Guo, member of the Political Bureau of the CPC Central Committee and Secretary of the CPC Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Regional Committee, Your Excellency Song Tao, Minister of IDCPC, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to attend today's Stories of CPC thematic briefing on Xinjiang at the invitation of IDCPC. I, along with entire Togolese people, feel very honored to attend this high-level meeting. China and Togo opened a new chapter in relations. This was jointly made by Chairman Mao Zedong and President Liu Dema, and since then, relations between our two countries have enjoyed high-level development. Today, under the wise leadership of President Xi Jinping and President Faure, relations between our two countries have been further consolidated and developed in various fields on the basis of mutual respect. China has demonstrated its profound friendship for Togo via multi-channel support, from which I'd like to reiterate my high esteem and heartfelt thanks to the CPC and the Chinese government and the Chinese people. I'd like to take this opportunity to reaffirm our brotherhood with the Chinese ambassador to Togo and to thank him for his dedication to strengthening the ties of friendship and cooperation between our two countries. Distinguished delegates, the COVID-19 pandemic is a major challenge to the international community, which also prevents us from visiting beautiful Xinjiang.
Un challenge de taille pour toute la communauté congolaise. À ce propos, permettez-moi de saluer le professionnalisme
And here, I'd like to express my appreciation for the tremendous achievements China has made in epidemic response. In addition, China has offered vaccines to many countries, which has been widely applauded. The theme of today's briefing is a better life for all. It encourages people to be optimistic and work together for a better life. This is also an important core value for promoting China's prosperity. The theme calls for the exploration of a new and unprecedented path, a path of deepening solidarity and cooperation among peoples. I highly appreciate the statement of President Xi Jinping in the book on building a human community with a shared future. He said that the future and destiny of every country are closely intertwined. We must live in harmony in our great common home of the earth and meet the aspirations of all for a better life. Indeed, the aspiration of peoples around the world for sustainable national development have grown ever strong. Poverty elimination, access to healthcare for all, and safeguarding people's health and safety are closely related. To achieve above goals, the Togolese government has introduced many policies to reduce poverty, including enhancing health and education security, modernizing the agricultural industry, improving the business environment, and financial inclusion, and safeguarding women's rights. In April 2019, the Togolese government provided financial assistance to poor households. By 2020, in 209 poor counties across the country, 97% of the 60,000 families have received subsidies. Under the leadership of President Faure, we have achieved concrete results after launching various policies. Only by working together will we achieve our fundamental goal of giving our people a better life. Therefore, Togo has maintained innovative partnerships with a number of priority partners. China also plays a key role in delivering maximum benefits to the Togolese people. In conclusion, on behalf of the people of Togo, I'd like to thank the organizers once again for inviting so many parties to the briefing. Today's briefing, with a significant theme, offers much to learn for Togo. And here I'd like to pay tribute to the CPC and express my sincere admiration to His Excellency President Xi Jinping for his contribution to the harmonious and peaceful development of the community with a shared future for mankind. Wish today's meeting a success and China achieve greater success in the future. Long live China-Togo cooperation. Long live the cooperation among various nations. Thank you.